Alright, so I gave the basic combos and the general thing that you want to do. And it's really like, I think it's going to be on you to figure out how to sequence your Ancient Warriors. But I think the best way to showcase how to play the deck would be to do test hands, because there are so many different variations of Ancient Warrior plus continuous spell that I think it's better to showcase you my logic of what your decisions should be, and depending on what your hands are. So let's do a test hand here. Let's go. We're going second because let's say we're we're a blind second deck. So in this case, let's say on our opponent's turn we used both our hand traps to disrupt them, and they have they would probably have 1 or 2 monsters in the field, right? Let's say they have 2 monsters left. It's a pretty weak board, probably because you used 2 hand traps, so draw for turn. This one's a little clunky because we can't really make use of double Zhangde. So we're gonna start off with Fire Formation Tanky. So the Tanky will be able to help us search. Like I said, your opponent, let's say if they have 2 monsters on the field, we want to try and use our it has to be a level 4 or lower search 4. So we're gonna add the Liu Xuan to our hand. And then we're going to normal summon him, activating the effect. So, okay, there's 2 options here. You can discard the Zhangde to summon a Zhao Gong from your deck, and then get the 3 visits, and then activate the second Zhangde to search for another follow-up for next turn. If you want to be more aggressive, you can send the Tanky to the graveyard right now. It's probably a better idea because we weakened our opponent's board. We don't want to let them recover. So with his effect, we can special summon the Sun Moor from my deck. And now we can activate his effect, sending Zhangde from our hand to the graveyard to search. So we can really just search for any Ancient Warrior we want for next turn. I might add Guan Yun just in case. But you could definitely add another copy of Liu Xuan. I hope the Chinese names aren't confusing for you guys, because it did take me a while to differentiate between them based on the Chinese names. But basically, at this state now, we can activate the Zhangde, special summon, activate his effect to bounce an opponent's monster back to the hand, and then so at this point you're probably just going to attack over his monster. The Zhangde, always attack with him first because he gets the 300 attack boost for every monster your opponent controls. Before that happens, you can activate your Liu Xuan to draw. I drew a 3 visits, okay. And then, yeah, you hit them for everything, and then main phase 2, you make a Beast Dweller, or whatever you want, Tornado Dragon. Actually, you know what? Because our opponent has 1 monster on the field, what we could have done was we just overlay these 2 for the Utopia double. And the Utopia. So, bam bam. Hit them for 10,000. Search out the double or nothing since we didn't draw yet. Definitely need to remember that. So, that was one example of a test hand. Let's go in for another one. Man, guys, I love this deck. It's super fun. It's just it's a little vulnerable in the beginning of the combo for disruption. So that's the weakness of the deck. But that's the price you pay for playing something that has everything in the deck is searchable, man. Whatever you need at any time, you just add it to your hand if you can resolve your 3 visits or your Sun Moor. Let's get into another one. This deck's really fun, you guys, and it's really cheap. I initially was not sold on Ancient Warrior, so I wasn't going to build the deck. But I thought the artwork was cool, so I figured I'd pick up the cards eventually. And then when I started reading the cards, I'm like, okay, they're not going to be top tier because they're so fragile, and there's since they rely on having multiple Ancient Warriors to make full use of their effects, it's kind of hard to utilize them correctly. But they are pretty strong. Like, they have a lot of versatility, I think. Because you can get disrupted and still continue. You can probably play through one disruption if you're smart. So let's go into test hand here. Ooh, double Tensu, Tenki. Okay, this doesn't look great, but draw off return, Guan Yun, okay. So, assuming our opponent has like 3 monsters on the field. Obviously, start off Gamma Seal to remove whatever is a threat. And then we go Tanky. Fire Formation Tanky to search. So, in this case, if our opponent has 3 monsters still on the field, you do want to go your... you kind of want to go Liu Shan. Because its special summon from the deck is really strong, and if your opponent has more monsters than you, you're going to be making use of that effect. So start off, activate Guan Yun effect to special summon. If your opponent has no response, activate effect to destroy. So actually here, you have to really decide, is my opponent going to negate the effect of Guan Yun, or should I just go ahead and follow up and normal summon Neutron? So in this case, let's not activate him, just so I can showcase that. Because we want... That's the tricky thing, is that you have to be able to control how many monsters your opponent controls. Which is, if that makes any sense. You have to manage that correctly, because if you use his effect to destroy, you might shut off his effect to special summon from the deck. It's a tricky thing. So I'm going to activate Liu Shuan's effect, discarding Defense of Changban to special summon the Ancient Warrior Masterful Sun Mu from the deck. You know what? I'm gonna call him Sun Mu because that's like a cow, right? It's pretty funny. Yes. Alright, so we get him on the field. Now we both have 3 monsters. I'm gonna activate his effect by sending Tenki to the graveyard to add the... So let's see. We can go with a... We can go Zhang Day and trigger the bounce. Or we can go Zhao Gong because we have more continuous spells in our hand. Yeah, let's try doing that. Let me see. Alright, so yeah, so we add Zhao Gong to our hand. And then we activate Fire Formation Tanky. Additional normal summon for Beast Warrior. Normal summon. Activate effect, sending Tensu to the graveyard. And we will be able to add the... Where is it? Yeah, we can add Sun Liu Alliance. You know what? I think actually going Zhang Day would be a better choice in this situation. So let's add the Tanky back to hand, add this back to the deck. Instead of him, search out the Zhang Day. Because in that case, we couldn't trigger the Zhao Gong because we didn't have another Ancient Warrior to activate. But activate him, special summon. And then activate Sun Mu effect. Target Gamma Seal, add it back to our hand. And then from here, you can go Utopia Double to kill your opponent if you see they have no defense. You can go Big Eye to steal a monster if you can't get over it for some reason. Like, remember, and you have Guan Yun on the field this whole time, so your opponent can't target your other Ancient Warrior monsters with effects. So, I mean, you could Gamma Seal again. Gamma Seal again, and then overlay these 2, and then OTK. So, dude, I love this deck. It's pretty fun. Like, and then you have a Changban in your graveyard for on your opponent's battle phase to summon the Ancient Warrior from your deck. So, man, that hand didn't look great, but it actually ended up being something decent. So, let's do another test hand. I love doing test hand videos, and fortunately, I have the time right now to do it. I hope you guys have the time to watch, because I really enjoy watching test hand videos just as like a chill background noise thing. Like you leave it on while you're doing something else, and then when something interesting happens, you can tune in, like pay more attention to it. Or you can really learn how to play a deck by seeing someone else play it and making their decisions and picking their brain about what would I do in this situation. Let me know if you guys feel the same way, because I think it's one of the most therapeutic videos on YouTube in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! To just sit through and watch like half an hour of test hands. So let's go another round. So our 5. Okay. Pretty bad hand, to be honest, but say we ogre on our opponent's turn and then we draw for turn. Drew a chalice. So we don't really have any combos live this hand, but you do have Guan Yun to special summon and activate his effect to destroy a monster. Let's say if he did get destroyed, negated and destroyed, well, you can special summon the other one. You have MST and you have Chalice to negate stuff, so at least you can beat over something and hope you live next turn. But that's not optimal. So yeah, sometimes you don't get the best hands, and this deck's definitely prone to bricking or being able to only play through one disruption at most sometimes. A well-timed back row destruction hurts his deck a lot, or a well-timed Ash Blossom. Yeah, but I'm still learning to play this deck. I haven't played it at locals yet. I will take it probably next week or the next time I go. Just try it out, man. Play something different. Like I've been playing zombies for almost 8 months, so I think it's time. Yeah, I've still played zombies if I want to win, but for fun, I think Ancient Warriors is one of my go-to decks now, man. So let's see what we can do. Tanky, Called by the Grave, Tanky, Ash, Guan Yun. Alright, on our opponent's turn we could use Ash. And they might end on what, like 2 or 3 monsters. Let's say they end on 2 monsters. So we draw. Called by the Grave. Okay. So as long as you have access to a continuous spell plus a Ancient Warrior normal summon, I think you'll be fine. So we go Tanky. Activate effect to search. Since in this case our opponent, I said the scenario would be that our opponent has 2 monsters on the field. We add Sun Mu to our hand. And then what we can do from here, activate effect of Guan Yun to special summon. Since now we're going the Sun Mu route instead of the Liu Xuan route, so we don't care how many monsters our opponent has, so go ahead and use this effect to destroy a monster your opponent controls. And we can normal summon the Sun Mu, activate his effect, send Tanky to the graveyard. I would just save the other Tanky in our hand for next turn, and the 100 attack boost doesn't matter too much. So activate effect. If your opponent has a hand trap, go ahead, Call by the Grave. We got 2 of them. We can now add Zhang Day to our hand, activating his effect to special summon. So activate Sun Mu's effect. He will bounce an opponent's monster. So now that would deal with both of your opponent's monsters, as long as they don't have targeting protection. So let's see. So they won't have any monsters. He's 27, 18, 25. So I think you're short a little bit, right? Because that's what, 43, 7, yeah. Yeah, you're short 1,000, so you can't kill them this turn. But you can do 7,000 damage, and then you can overlay these 2 for Red Eyes Darkness Flare Metal Dragon, whatever it's called. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Now your opponent can only activate 2 cards and they're dead. So that's a cool thing about this deck, is that you could. I love bringing this out. It just like puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. It makes them do. It would make them have to play around it or do something really dumb to get rid of it. But man, okay, that was a pretty cool. I'm glad I got to show you guys that, like a basic go-to bread and butter Ancient Warrior combo. So, man, I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm enjoying this. I just got the complete set of Ancient Warriors today. Sleeved them up as soon as I got them in the mail, and I've been going ahead and testing it after the deck profile. So here I am with you guys testing it firsthand, showing it to the YouTube community. The Ancient Warriors are a very cool deck that's not getting any credit, but they are playable, to be honest. And don't expect to win a regionals, but you know what? If you can win a game, if you can win yeah, if you can even win one game at locals, man, and you're having fun doing it, like, why not play this as a fun deck? So, oh man, what is this? Alright, going second, draw. Alright, so this looks really bad, right? We opened up triple Tensu, which is like, no one needs this. Like, you can only use it once. You only get the additional normal summon once. So, they're kind of just bricks. But we do have the Gamma Seal. If our opponent ends on like a 1 critical monster board, Gamma Seal, get rid of that. Activate 3 visits. So actually the Tensu, it's good that we have 1 because we drew into a normal summon. So we're gonna summon Sun Mu from our hand, activating 3 visits effect to search. If our opponent has, depending on how many monsters they have, will affect what we search for. But we want to get the Zhao Gong. Yeah, so we want Zhao Gong in our hand to be able to summon off 3 visits. So our hand right now is triple Tensu and Zhao Gong. What we're going to do is activate Sun Mu, sending 3 visits to the graveyard to search for the Zhengde. Alternatively, you can get Guan Yun on the field right now by adding him to your hand and special summoning of 3 visits if you think they can target your monsters. But that's just another route you can take. So I remember saying he was dead, but that's the other way you're going to summon him through this effect. If you really want to. Also helps get the other level 7 on the field. But we add Zhengde to our hand. Now we're going to go ahead and use Fire Formation Tensu. Additional normal summon. Summon Zhao Gong. Activating Zhao Gong effect, send Tensu to the graveyard to add Sun Liu Alliance to our hand. Now, because we activated Ancient Warrior, activate Sun Mu's effect. Target Gamma Seal, or you could target their other monster, but if you target Gamma Seal, you add it back to your hand so you can use it again. And then also, because you activated Sun Mu, you can activate him, Zhao Gong, on another separate chain to target and negate one opponent's monster. So if that does have any effect, go ahead and feel free to use that. Now we're going to activate Sun Liu Alliance. We only control 2 waters, so we can't use the first effect just yet. But we activate Zhengde's effect to special summon. Now we do, so if they were to be able to summon something during your turn, you could shut it off using the Sun Liu Alliance. But from here, yeah, if your opponent has no defense, Utopia double. Or if you brick, then you just attack over everything and make Dweller. So that's the most optimal thing here. Nice. Nice. That was actually... Yeah, I'm glad I got to show that too, because our hand was looking really bad until we drew the normal summon. Which completely fixed our hand. Like, just the accessibility of Ancient Warrior monsters when you have just one card. Just one card makes such a huge difference to your hand. And you saw, like, I had triple Tensu in my hand, which was a total brick. And we still made it work. The bad thing is that if you brick like that, you won't have a good follow-up turn because you burn too many resources trying to get into your basic Ancient Warrior floodgate, flood the field combo. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but yeah, this deck is pretty fun to play, I'll be honest. I can't wait to try it out against real people, like at locals, because I'm pretty sure they'll be intrigued by the fact that I'm playing Ancient Warrior. When everyone's saying that it's just pack filler and that the Senka archetype was a big letdown. Can't wait for Eternity Code because we get more support. I'm going to do one more test hand. Just one more here. So Guan Yun, Zhengde, Tensu, normal summon. Alright. Draw for turn. Gamma Seal. Alright, Gamma Seal over whatever they got. So actually what we're going to do here, activate Fire Formation Tensu. Use additional normal summon for Beast Warrior. So we save our normal summon by using this one first. Activating this effect. Actually, you want to summon the Guan Yun first and then do the normal summon. Send Tensu to the graveyard to search for your 3 visits. So, let's see, depending on what your opponent has, you can also Guan Yun. Instead of 3 visits, you can search for the Sun Liu Alliance if you want to try and go for the OTK. But I'm going to go this route just to show you guys a different line of play. Activate 3 visits. Activate Zhengde effect to special summon. Activate Zhao Gong effect, target and negate a monster your opponent controls. If you really need to, you can overlay these two. Special summon the number 11 Big Eye. Activating Big Eye effect. Detach and special... well, wait. You basically snatch steal. And you get it permanently. Wow. Didn't realize Big Eye did that. But then, yeah, you could steal any monster that they have. And then you can attack over the Gamma CO. Well, depending on what you can even steal the Gamma CO or something. Like that's the one thing you can do. Yeah, with that hand, just showing you guys different things you can do. I don't think I did the most optimal combo there, but yeah, I'm still trying to be creative with the deck, and there's some flexibility here because you can play the Ancient Warrior core, and then basically you have a lot of space for tech cards, so there's different builds you can go with. I was trying to build a Horde Go Second deck, so my initial build had Dark Ruler No More and Evenly Matched in the main deck, which I know is not budget friendly, so I took it out for the sake of the video, but I might put those back in because it really helps. Your opponent will not be able to disrupt you as much as you want, and with Evenly Matched, skipping a battle phase is worth it, even though this is a battle phase deck. Being able to get rid of multiple opponent's cards without having to commit to it, that's really good. And definitely worth skipping your battle phase. But those cards are expensive, so, you know, and I don't have Lightning Storm or Impermanence or Extravagance. Those are cards that definitely could use to beef up this deck. But to be fair, if you're playing Ancient Warriors, you're a budget player, and you should probably use those cards in other decks if you want to be competitive. So this is a good build I made. If you haven't seen it, go check out the video on my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed these test hands for Ancient Warrior, and this filmed in February 2020. So hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.